Tonight, I want to talk about the movie Ambulance. This is one of Michael Bay's least expensive movies, and I think there's only two less expensive. That's Bad Boys and Pain and Gain. This one clocks in around $40 million. It sees Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen playing adopted brothers, trying to make it to safety after a bank robbery goes awry. This is a little different from Bay's normal movies in that a lot of the movie takes place inside the ambulance. That's a reason he was able to keep costs down. The tension really builds in there, and Satine and Gyllenhaal slip into their roles effortlessly. Eiza Gonzalez plays the EMT that is caught in the middle and held hostage while trying to save a police officer that was shot in the process of the escape. This movie has Michael Bay's fingerprints all over it. Big explosions, sweeping shots, and a lot of slow motion drive-bys. All of the types in this movie are stereotypical caricatures of what they're playing and turned up to 11. Need an Italian? How about a guy from Brooklyn, practically with a cannoli hanging out of his mouth? Need Hispanic people in a gang? Get the lowriders ready. Need cops? How about super cops that are always heroes and always the best at their jobs? At this point, we've come to expect it, and it's just another Bayism. His formulas for movies work, so why break the mold? You really don't have to, as long as audiences keep showing up. But what about critics? Michael Bay gets beat up in this department. His highest rated film among critics is The Rock. That's also his highest rated amongst movie-going audience as well. So why does he keep making movies if critics think they're garbage? One word: money. Let me break it down for you. Michael Bay's first movie that he put out was Bad Boys. That movie cost $19 million to make and brought in $65.8 million. So the studio let him do another movie, The Rock. This time they gave him $75 million. He goes on to make $335 million worldwide. At this point, the studio is now just funding him with money he has made for them. It's a no-lose situation. So they keep giving him money. Armageddon, $140 million budget, $553 million box office. Pearl Harbor, $140 million, $440 million box office. And he just kept doing it. Transformers changed the game for him, though. He makes the first one for $150 million, and it brings in over $700 million. Part 2 costs $200 million, brings in over $830 million. Then comes Part 3, Dark of the Moon. That one cost $195 million, and the worldwide box office was $1.1 billion, with a B. Then the sequel to that, Age of Extinction, would bring in $1.1 billion as well. So why wouldn't the studios just let him keep making movies? You'd be crazy not to. When he comes to you and says, I want to make a $40 million movie that takes place largely in an ambulance and features chase scenes in LA, there's going to be a lot of explosions, we're going to stop a lot of traffic, well, you give him $40 million. The thing that really makes this movie work, though, is the casting. We know what Bay brings to the movie, and all of it's on display here. But the cast looks like they are really into it. Yahya is good, but he's a solid actor and does well with what he's given. His character doesn't get explored too deeply, but we get nuggets to piece out why he's doing what he's doing. Eiza is kind of the same. There's some ham-fisted lines that get thrown around as to her motivations and reasons for being an MT. But that's not really the actor's fault. You gotta blame the writing. But Gyllenhaal? Dude, this guy is amazing. He suffers from the same lack of being fleshed out, but he really leans into the villain role and just looks like he's having a blast. With the movie Nightcrawler, we saw that he could play intense, and he brings a lot of that here. He feels like a cross between his character in that movie and a little bit of Mysterio. But I'm sure he had a character that he built out, and he really hammed it up, and it improves the movie. Some of the plot points and character motivations are really forced in there, but when you go see these types of movies, you kind of know what to expect. A lot of the directors that make these types of movies, we're thinking generic action movies. They're like Hamburger Helper. You know what you're getting. But some are better than others. Michael Bay is like cheesy enchilada Hamburger Helper. If you like it, then you really like it. So hit that like button if you're a Hamburger Helper fan. Hit that subscribe button if you hate it. As always, this is a discussion, and I'd love to know what you thought of the movie. Let me know in the comments if you plan on seeing it in theaters, and I will see you later.